What's up YouTube, Freaky Fish Girl here. I've got a Mermail deck profile for you today. Not too much to say about it, one of the top tier decks of the format, and I'm aware there's a car alarm going off in the background. It's been going off for about 2 hours now, so I couldn't delay put this off any longer, so I just decided to make it, and please ignore the car alarm. Well, thanks, here we go. Okay, so here's the deck. First off, 3 Abyss Lins, obviously, gets out any Mermail, enough said, when she's destroyed. I run 2 of Abyss Gund, because she's great, and I would run 3, but she's not so great early game, and as you'll see later, I run Squalls anyway, so there's plenty of ways to get Mermails back besides her. I run 1 Dine, or Dean, whatever. She's pretty great right now, easily special summonable, just make her into XYZs, whatever. Probably will take her out when Nightmare Shark comes out, number 47, because I'm going to go into more of a rank 4 spam deck style, because that works really well. But yeah, for now she's pretty good. I run 2 Spike, as I was talking about with like the rank 4 spam, you run 3. I think Break ran 3. He's really good. Discard and Searcher. Yeah, his attack isn't great, but if it was, it'd be way too broken. So yeah, 2. I run 2 Abystius, another good discard outlet. Searches for Spike and any other 4 Mermails if you run other ones. Yeah, and he's got pretty solid defense, level 7 for Big Eye and Gaios, so good card. Obviously, 3 Megalo. The boss of the deck, discard 2, special summon, and he can tribute for attacking, get off Atlantean effects, 2400 attack, pretty great. Obviously run 3. I run 1 Abyss Lead. He's a good beater for getting over higher level or higher attack monsters, and yeah, he saved my butt a few times. Yeah, his effect isn't that great, so he's mainly a beater, get him off of Lind or Squall or whatever, but he can be good when he's used right. Now onto the Atlanteans. 3 Dragoons, obviously this is your searcher for any sea serpent type monster. So yeah, pretty necessary, also a level 4, good for those rank 4s. I run 3 Marksmen, good for XYZing into Leviathan or anything to get off his effects, discard for Megalo, tribute for Megalo. I've done a lot of attacking directly with him, summon Dragoons, get another 18, so that's really nice. And then of course, if Dragoon stays on the field and you attack again, you get another one, instant rank 4, great card. And obviously getting rid of back row is pretty necessary if you want to push really hard. I run 2 heavy infantry because I find my deck has a lot of trouble with larger monsters, like against E-Heroes, Shining, Zero, whatever. I need some way to get them off the field. Heavy infantry does the job. It'll work on like those fire formation cards now to get rid of some of the attack boost, though obviously not all of it. But yeah, good card to have 2 of, and you need things to discard in your hand at all times, so yeah. And I want to run 1 Trag, stop OTKs. He can be good for taking monsters in mirror matches or whatever, and XYZing with, so Trag's just a great card overall. I love him. Staples, 1 Reborn, Heavy Storm, and Dark Hole, obviously. No need to explain all of those. They've been explained in depth in millions of threads and profiles and whatever. 2 MSTs in the deck, 3rd in the side. Obviously, you need to remove back row for those macros and defishers and whatever they'll get in your way. 1 Pot of Avarice, get a lot in grave all the time, so, and it's a +1, so recycling is great. Good card. I run 1 Salvage, just to get like Atlanteans besides Dragoons back, and also Gund and Lind come back with it, so it's pretty good. And this is one of my techs, Abyssgale of the Cetus. Equipped to a Mermail monster, it gains 800 attack, and if a trap card is activated on your opponent's side of the field, negate the trap and destroy this card. So it suffers from Doom Caliber Knight Syndrome, unfortunately, but that 800 attack can be a lot on Abyss Lead and Abyss Megalo. Like I said, get over some of those higher attack monsters, Grapha, Shining, whatever you run into. I mean, they can easily bait it out with a trap, but usually negating traps is pretty good. Usually people don't run extra bait traps because that's just kind of worthless in their deck. So yeah, it can be really good if you're trying to push for game. They have a Mirror Force in the back row, whatever. Negate that, negate D-Prison, anything like that. It's a good card. Okay, so yeah, back to the standard. 3 Sphere, get out any Mermail, it's destroyed, so usually Lind, obviously. Yeah, standard. I run 2 Abyss Squall now. You know, Break did a lot with it, and it really is a good card. It really was overlooked. Definitely, and because you can just bring out, like, Megalo, Tias, whatever, 2 7s, go into Big Eye, and then the third one is Lind, and then you get her effect at the end. So, yeah, it can be used for a lot of things. Especially, yeah, it's good that it destroys in the end phase, because then you get your own Lind effect again. So, great way for recycling Linds from the grave, and for XYZing into good stuff. I run 2 Torrentials, getting off Lind, getting off whatever while stopping them is really good. Getting stuff in the grave for Squall. So now that Squall is in my deck, it's really not a big deal for me to ditch a Megalo and get it to the grave if I can stop an opponent's push. Because I can just bring it back with Squall and go into Gaios or Big Eye or whatever. So yeah, Torrentials are really great in the deck with the addition of Squall especially. 1 Warning. It's at 1. Really sad. But yeah, Warning's really good this format. Negate Megalo in the mirror match, negate Priestess, negate Shien, anything like that. It's really great. I like it better than Judgment just personally, because I always seem to draw Judgment opening hand, and 4,000 Judgment usually loses me games. So yeah, Warning. And I run 1 Mirror Force. I run kind of a trap heavy Mermails. It's worked well for me so far, so I kind of like it. I might change it up depending on how things are this format. So yeah. 1 Starlight. This has won me games, so I know people say it's a crap card, whatever. If you actually look at my Mermail versus Heroes duel that's already up, I pretty much won that game because of Starlight, and he won game 2 because he had a Starlight, and it pretty much saved his butt. So it can be a really, really good card in decks like this that rely on, you know, kind of pushing and going as fast as they can. And this is my other tech card, Abyss Scorn. Everyone says it sucks until they hit it with MST and whatever their best monster on the field was is gone. It's also great because if they heavy or MST or whatever, you can either choose to chain and give one of your Mermails 1,000 attacks, maybe stop some kind of attack from going off because they have to wait till next turn and then you can answer whatever they did. Or you can let it go to grave and then send one of their monsters to the graveyard, so Zenmains, whatever, any kind of stall cards that you would have a trouble with destroying, it just sends, doesn't destroy, so good card. Okay, extra deck. I'm missing kind of some stuff right now because I took Divas out. You can probably tell the lack of Diva in the deck, so I want a Cowboy and a Black Ship and something else. Not sure yet. 2 Sharks. Might change that if I turn into more of a rank 4 spam. 2 Mermail Abyss Trite for bringing out with Shark. She's really great if she's destroyed. She can bring back a Mermail, so more Mermail recycling. And then of course when Nightmare Shark is added, that'll be another Bahamut Shark target. Yeah, I run 1 Mermail Abyss Gaios. I don't get him out too often, but I do like having him in there. He's nice. Obviously, Big Eye. I'd like to have another Big Eye, but it's so expensive. Because if this one gets bottomless, it's kind of sad. But yeah, obviously, you know, obvious card is obvious. Leviathan, get off Atlanteans and get a 2,500 monster. Obviously, good card. I have Dweller in the extra deck right now. Might side it for the Nightmare Shark one if I don't have room for all the sharks. Or if I go back to the Diva build and I need more synchro room. 1 Zenmains. Good for stalling if necessary. Acid Golem, because sometimes you just have to. Gachi, don't go into this as often without Diva, but it can still be good if you need to stall and you can get heavy infantries out. And the last card in my extra deck, Stardust Dragon with Starlight Road. Onto the side deck. This has been changing a lot recently and will change more when I go to locals tomorrow. I want to pick up some Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spells for Prophecy. Whenever that becomes popular, I might put Shadow Imprisoning back in for Evil Swarms if they're popular. Not really sure yet, but for now, DD Crow, get rid of Stuff Engrave. It's pretty good because there's a lot of graveyard manipulation in the top tier decks in Prophecies and Mermails. Fossil Dyna, special summoning all over the place all day long nowadays. So yeah, good card. Obviously hinders you, but if they can't destroy it, just poke with it until until you win. I mean, I've seen that happen. I'm still running 2 Max Cs. I hear people talking about ditching them, but I don't know. It depends on what other cards end up being better or worse. The third Mystical, obviously, you gotta have 3 inside and main deck in this format. There's a lot of back row. Prohibition. Some people say this is a terrible card. I like it. If you know your meta decks, it can be really good to hit it, to put it down at the right moment. Next up, we have 2 Soul Takers. I run 2 of these because, like I said, this deck can have a problem with some of the bigger boss monsters. Get Light Pulsar off the field. I've had trouble with Chaos Dragons before, so I like this card a lot. Yeah. Let's see, and next is Imperial Iron Wall. I run 2 of these because sometimes you just don't draw your MSTs with that macro on the field and you need something because you can't get off any effects in this deck with the macro on the field pretty much. So you really need to have something a lot to stop macro. It also kind of shuts down Chaos decks, so it's a really good card. I also side to Decree because Chainburn is a thing. There's someone at our locals who sometimes plays it, and I had him at regionals because I heard a couple people were going to be playing it at regionals. So, and it's not that big of a regionals, so might as well have it. It saved me a few times, so I really like this card. I have 2 Overworked for Fire Fist, destroy their monsters. Good card now, a new card added to the list of good side decking cards, and yeah, I like it a lot. I haven't actually faced Fire Fist yet in a tournament, so I haven't seen how good this card works, but it sounds great in theory, and I've heard good things. And I have my 1 Gozen match in here. This might get taken out along with something else for I'm picking up some Mind Crushes at locals because this is such a search heavy format that it's just worth it to have Mind Crushes. They can be really, really great to get stuff that people really obviously wanted because they searched for it out of their hand. And so yeah, so that's a really good card in a search heavy format. And also Mischief of the Yokai. It's obviously a heavy XYZ format, has been for a few formats, and so Mischief of the Yokai can really screw with their strategy. So those are 2 of the side deck cards that I'm looking to pick up. Yeah, my next video is going to be a lore video on the Mermails, and all the background behind each of the cards. Yeah, so stay tuned for that, and like, comment, subscribe. See you later, YouTube.